Hi, and welcome to the November edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move. I'm Todd Gottel.
I'm Funderburk.
Gobble, gobble, right? Brian?
Yes, Thanksgiving's coming up.
Gobble, gobble?
Yes,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Gobble, gobble, man.
This show is produced entirely by city staff and can be seen on Rowlett's own television network, RTN 16. You can watch us all day long.
All day long, 24/7.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
In case you have nothing else better to do, you can join us.
We could do that.
And if you can't, for some reason your television is not working, but you can go to the internet and join us on the YouTube channel by going to Rowlett Texas Video.
That's right.
And if you can't get to YouTube, you can go to rowlett.com and go to our streaming video page.
That's exactly right, Mayor.
Isn't that exciting?
It's very exciting. We can watch it any way we want to watch it.
So it's hard to believe it's November.
I know. Just October is just flying through so fast.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah, gobble, gobble.
Come on, kick in the spirit.
Gobble, gobble, Mayor. Gobble, gobble.
You don't sound like a very happy turkey.
I don't think turkeys are very happy during this time of the year.
Especially at this hour we're doing the taping at, huh?
Yes, that's right.
Well, it's hard to believe, though. You know, once again, it's time to fall back and turn our clocks back and regain the hour that we lost in spring.
That's right, Mayor. And as we end daylight savings time and return to our standard time, it's the perfect time to change our smoke alarm batteries.
Actually, I just did that this past weekend. Do you ever have that problem where it goes chirp?
Yes, sir, I have.
And then every 2 minutes it goes chirp?
Yes.
And you don't know which room it's coming
And
from.
it just keeps going and keeps going.
So, having said that, to that point, it's a good time just to change them all.
Oh, it is. We had that problem ourselves this weekend, Mayor, and we did finally find which one it was.
Well, it's important, you know, especially when you think about keeping your family safe. You
Yes,
know, it just takes a few minutes. It's a perfect time to do that. Go out and buy the batteries, put them all in at one time.
Yes.
So tell me about other reasons we should change the batteries.
Well, Mayor, smoke is responsible for 3 out of 4 fire-related deaths, and one of the best ways you can protect your family from fire is to make sure you have a good working smoke detectors inside your home for early smoke and fire detection. Change your batteries when you set your clocks forward each spring, and again when you fall back in the fall.
Right. And you know the best part, it doesn't take a lot of time.
It does not,
It just
Mayor.
takes a little bit of initiative. You buy a few batteries, you run around, change a few smoke detectors, and keep everybody safe.
Yep, just took a few minutes.
You know, we recently had a fire here in the city of Rowlett, and she didn't have a smoke detector in the house, if you recall it. They were very fortunate and got her out of the house. But if you recall, that one in Kenwood Heights, if you recall that,
Yes,
they
sir.
didn't have that. So it's really important that you have that. Just
It saves lives, Mayor.
An ounce of prevention.
Yes.
Well, we have a very special council meeting coming up on November 5th, and this one
we do.
honors the employees within our organization, which I really like. Why don't you tell us about it?
Sure. Mayor, the Rowlett Community Center will be hosting the Rowlett City Council meeting on November 5th, starting at 5:30 p.m. in rooms A through D. During this meeting, we'll be recognizing City Rowlett employees who have gone above and beyond this past year. Join us as we celebrate the City of Rowlett employees who give exemplary service on a daily basis. This meeting will not be broadcast live, but will be available on streaming video the following day on rowlett.com. Once again, the Rowlett City Council meeting on November 5th will be held off-site at the Rowlett Community Center, and it begins at 5:30 p.m. What a great way to recognize our employees.
Well, we were excited, and I think the idea of moving it from our council chambers there is really critical because we want as many of the employees to show up as possible, and they bring their families. And so seating is somewhat limited within the council chambers. To be able to put it over at the community center allows us to really, allows them to really bring their families and friends if they want to bring them with
Exactly,
them.
Mayor. And this year we'll have our largest group ever. 115 employees are being recognized.
That's amazing. That's really great.
115
And
employees.
as we talk about above and beyond, give us an example of what that really means. Because I've heard some of these stories before, and I don't know if you can think of any off the top of your head, but just give me an example of one. I mean,
well, Mayor,
it's
one
amazing.
thing, as a minimum basic standard, we expect a very high level of customer service. But oftentimes our employees will go beyond just doing that. They will advocate for a customer. Perhaps there's a customer with an issue and our current practices and norms doesn't cover that issue. Or they come up with a long-term solution for the customer as opposed to just being able to fix today's problem.
That's right.
And those are just a couple of the examples that our people do almost every day. Saving lives is another one. And it may be that our fire department is expected to do that or our police department is expected to do that, but when they do, we still want to recognize them for it, Mayor.
Well, it's really true. When I hear the stories of someone who's broken down on the side of the road and a city employee stop by to help them change the tire or do something, I mean, it really, truly amazes me because that is not in their job description.
I know.
And for them to actually do that, I've heard about them stopping by homes to follow up afterward just to make sure the person's okay. And I mean, it goes on and on. I love this story, so I'm really looking forward to that meeting. So again, that's going to be on November 5th at the community center, and the meeting begins at 5:30.
5:30,
So looking forward to that.
Yes, sir, me too.
All right, now this one I have a little bit of a hard time with, and
Yeah.
I want you to help me out with this because
Sure.
we've had a lot of rain here recently, which is great, and we've been blessed. However, you wouldn't know it by driving by the lakes that you
No,
see
sir.
and how low that they are. But we still have stage 3 water, stage 3 water restrictions, I should say.
We do, Mayor. Beginning November 1st and continuing through March 31st, landscape watering is allowed only once every 2 weeks. As you know, we entered into on June 1st stage 3 water restrictions. And when we did that, it allowed for watering landscaping only once per week. Now starting on November 1st, they're going to continue with stage 3 water restrictions, and now you'll only be able to water once every 2 weeks.
Well, hopefully we're going to get more rain because we
Yes,
really
sir.
do need the rain, but we need almost this torrential type rain that we've had. You know, it's nice when you get, I think last week, we got like 1 inch or an inch and a half in a day, but you don't need an inch and a half a day. We need like 10 or 12 in that
Yes, sir,
day
Mayor.
because we need the
It's just
runoff
not
to go in the
enough.
lakes.
Exactly.
And it really is amazing. What's interesting is that we in this city do a tremendous job at conserving water. We are really good conservationists.
We are.
However, even with our great conservation, it's just not enough to be able to truly conserve the amount of water we need because it's really stocking up for next summer.
Well, and just for perspective, we would need 15 to 18 inches to be able
Right.
to fill the lakes
That's
back
exactly
up
right.
there. And that's a whole lot of water. And sometimes we don't even get that over a whole winter.
Well, and that's what we need is that torrential, as I was talking about. You know, it's not enough to get an inch here. You know, we almost need that 12-inch flooding type rain to come in because we need the runoff to help that. And as you said, you need 15, 18 inches, which is
do, Mayor.
unbelievable.
And continuation of stage 3 water restrictions is necessary due to below average rainfall, declining water levels of the North Texas Municipal Water District reservoirs, and the ongoing prohibition of pumping water from Lake Texoma due to the zebra mussel infestation.
Well, you know, and then as part of stage 3, which is really the seasonal part, you were limited to once every 2 weeks, as we'll talk about that again, with sprinklers or irrigation systems at each address between November 1st and March 31st. Now, for more information on that, you can go to Rowlett.com to look up your specific address. But the landscape experts point out that a lawn becomes dormant during the winter and requires less water, which is really true at that point. You have to think about it. And soaker hoses and drip hoses and irrigation systems can continue to be used up to 2 hours per day for the foundations and trees. But as long as we continue to get the rain, you can even cut that back as well.
That's right. And Mayor, I want to point out for our viewers that Levon Lake, the district's primary water supply, is currently more than 12 feet below the normal conservation level. And Lake Chapman, the other key reservoir, is over 13 feet low. So even though we've had some rainfall and we love it, it still isn't enough. We have to have a lot of rain.
And let's talk about that for just a second because that's Lake Levon,
Yes?
okay, and Lake Chapman,
Yes, sir.
not Lake Ray Hubbard.
That's correct.
Okay, a lot of people drive by the lake,
Right.
and I mean, it's very good for illustrative purposes because when you drive by and you see how low that the lake is and you
Yes, sir.
see the bridge, I want to get out there with a chainsaw so bad and just cut those tree stumps down. You have
Yeah,
no
I
idea.
know.
Me and every other citizen I talk to tells me that. But it's amazing how low that the lake is. But we use that as a guide to be able to, gauge how we're doing. And it is, in that one section of the lake, it is literally dry. You could walk across the lake bed.
You can, Mayor. And I'll say this too, that we will get some partial relief in January when the first phase of a new pipeline from Lake Texoma comes online. This $310 million pipeline will connect Lake Texoma to Wiley, Texas Water Treatment Plant and will allow the North Texas Municipal Water District to resume using the Texoma water supply while minimizing the spread of the invasive zebra mussel. The Texoma supply is anticipated to be fully restored in the spring of 2014.
Now, part of that $310 million is being paid for out of the $8.65 surcharge.
That
on the
is
water
correct,
bill.
Mayor.
So that's to help pay for that pipeline. So
Yes.
now, homeowners and, of course, business property owners can help retain ground moisture by applying 3 to 4 inches of mulch around landscaping and trees. There are lots of things you can do to help conserve, but landscape, in order to keep your landscape intact on it, mulch is just a really important, critical part. You
It
cannot
really
go wrong
is.
with that. And you need 3 to 4 inches. A lot of times people put just enough to get that little color over the top, but you really need about 3 to 4 inches, which really does make a big difference. Because I use a lot of I use a lot of mulch around the property, and when you actually dig below, even on the driest days, there's still some moisture down in there. So
Yes,
it really
sir.
does make a big difference. And for additional conservation tips, of course, you can go to NorthTexasWaterIQ.org or ntmwd.com.
Yes, sir, Mayor. And also for specific Rowlett information and a watering schedule address chart, please visit Rowlett.com.
Well, great. Well, I'm glad we covered that one.
Me too, Mayor.
I
wish we wouldn't have to.
Yeah, I know. I know. We do need the rain. It seems like we talk about this all the time.
All the time
It's
now.
always a struggle. And you know, the final point on that, this problem really only gets worse because as the population grows in North Texas, I think our most valuable resource is really going to be water.
It is.
Well, he's like, what's next? Well, guess what time it is? November 9th and 16th. It's coming up at the Rowlett Animal Shelter.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Veterinary Dr. Jennifer Kapp, she's an affordable veterinary care, will administer vaccinations to healthy animals at least 6 to 8 weeks old and offers low-cost flea, tick, and heartworm preventions. Which
Please
that
help
one-
me get vaccinated.
Yes, that
Please.
one obviously needs it. Vaccination packages.
I think this one needs to be put down.
Vaccination packages are helpful to reduce your cost even more. Please note that clinic times have changed and will now be 2 to 4 p.m.
What if I'm sleeping?
We'll need to wake you up.
So feel free to come by and visit the animal shelter if you have any questions. You know, staff members are available, Monday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturday from 12 to 5. You know, the low-cost vaccination clinics in all seriousness are really nice because it gives you an opportunity where they're affordable. Regardless of the pets that you have, you can bring them down. And it's just, you know, you've got to vaccinate your pets. You just really have to do that, especially being outside. You just don't want them contracting anything or being able to spread anything as well.
And Mayor, we try to keep this as affordable as possible. And Dr. Kapp accepts cash, check, and most credit cards as a form of low payment for the low-cost vaccine clinic. And the Rowlett Animal Shelter is located at 4402 Industrial Street in Rowlett, Texas. Or you can also reach them by 972-412-6219. And just so that we can keep going and get this done, our 2 low-cost packed vaccination clinics. Remember again, November 9th and 16th from 2 to 4 p.m. You know,
From 2 to 4.
All right.
How's that? Do you want to try it on?
No.
Go ahead, you can try it on. Go ahead.
No, it's fine, man. It's fine. Thank you.
I might take this with me.
Bring it to work. Bring your pet to work.
Exactly. So, have you had enough?
I've had
Okay.
it. Thank you.
One of my favorite events is coming up.
The Main Street Fest and Holiday Parade on Saturday, December 7th.
Can you bring your pet?
No, can I take the, I'm gonna have to hold my pet right here.
Here, we'll get rid of the pet there.
All right, thank you, Mayor, appreciate
Sure.
that.
There we go. Okay, pass this back to Drew. There we go. All right, we're done. See? No more props. All right.
No hands, Mom.
So we've got Main Street Fest and Holiday Parade. Now this is a little bit different this year because traditionally we've actually had the parade before Thanksgiving, and this time we're actually combining it to celebrate the holiday season, and it really kicks it off nicely. A lot of times people would say, why is it before Thanksgiving? Well, this gives you an opportunity where it's right after Thanksgiving, the first week of December, December 7th from 3 to 7, and I like that, 3 to 7, which is really nice. So downtown Main Street in front of the library, it kicks off. Come out and join your friends and neighbors for a fun-filled day that will feature a holiday parade with Light Up Main at the end.
And Mayor, to your point, we're going to kick off the holiday season with a night full of live music and a host of exciting activities, including photos with Santa for only $5, letter writing to Santa, children's activities, and festival-style foods.
What's on your list? If you had to ask Santa for anything, what would it be?
A kolache.
Oh, okay.
Or
That's it.
Popeye's fried chicken.
God, you're a cheap date. I was thinking if you got one wish for Santa, that's a pretty good. I think we could deliver that.
World peace.
Okay. I was kind of thinking like Ferrari or something like that. Something fun.
I have a truck. If it was a truck, okay, I would go with that.
That's all right. But Santa's always fun. It's a great opportunity for the kids to come down and see Santa. Ties in at the end of the parade. You can get your photos taken, which is really cool. And again, the parade's going to run from when?
4 to 5 p.m., Mayor. Live music from 3 to 6 p.m. and Light Up Main will take place at 6:30 p.m. For more information, visit rowlett.com.
Well, we look forward to being there. It's lots of fun. All right, so are you ready for a commercial break?
I am, Mayor.
Now, let's tee this up a little bit because this commercial break is a little bit different than some of the others. We're going to talk about, first off, how to read a water meter.
Yes.
But then the second part, I wanted just to spend a minute to kind of talk a little bit about, and that's the phantom drone footage.
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's talk about this for just a second. I have this really cool device, and this is the phantom drone. Isn't this pretty neat?
Yes, it is, Mayor. And,
Now, now show me what you got in your hand on this one. So
I have the
what?
controller.
You have the controller.
Right. Yeah,
All right.
It's not quite an Xbox, but it's pretty close.
All right, so this thing actually does what now?
Well, first off, when you turn it on, it goes up into the sky with a camera.
Okay.
And it films footage You can use it for economic development purposes. You can use it to observe maintenance on top of
Okay.
your buildings. You can do it. July 4th would have been a wonderful opportunity to have it, Mayor, because we could have had this over the crowds when Mary Wilson was here. It would have been wonderful.
Now I understand, before we sort of demonstrate this thing, we actually in the past have had to pay companies to come in and do this, and a lot of money. So, and frankly, for a fraction of the cost, because we have the in-house talent with Drew Rist,
Yes.
that Drew is able to, that we were able to purchase this, and with his talents that he has, he's able to go in and capture that footage and put it into a format that we can use to help with economic development.
That's correct, Mayor.
That
Really
is so
about
cool.
the third of the cost of one taped episode. We now have a tool or a device we can use as many times as we want.
Well, that is so cool.
It is wonderful.
All right, now we got some blades on the top.
Yes, we do.
This thing's pretty lightweight too, which
Yes.
is amazing. I love like toys. I know this is not a toy, but check
not
this
even
thing
Christmas,
out.
Mayor.
No, but we've got a camera on this end, so you
Yeah.
guys see that. There's a camera on this end, and this takes the pictures. And then we've got battery pack. And how long can this stay up in the air for?
About 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
And we have a couple of extra battery packs, so we could really technically do a 45-minute shoot if we
And
needed
15
to.
minutes is quite a bit, because from
Yes, it
from a
is.
standpoint of economic
is.
development, you can really move this thing around and cover
You can,
quite a
Mayor.
big area. Well, this is really cool. So you're going to show me now. You have the
Yes,
controller.
I have the controller.
Okay, all right, so you have
and
the
all I'm going
controller.
to do is just turn it on. Do not let go, man.
I will not let go.
Okay,
Okay,
do
here
not
we
let
go.
go. Here we go.
All right. Whoa, here I go. Whoa, no. Isn't that cool?
That is very
That is
cool.
really neat. So this thing has enough power then to be able to lift itself off?
It does, Mayor. And like I said, for about 15 minutes at a time.
Wow, okay. Oh, and that thing
And,
really kicked in. You could
oh,
feel it.
yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yes. And,
okay.
and the thing is, by having the 4 propellers on it, it stabilizes
Right.
it so that the camera doesn't shake.
Sure, absolutely. Well, that is really cool. Plus, you got the controller here. So
Yes,
let's show
you
that.
do.
So this is really neat. It's all remote. And about how far will this work? Like, what's the distance on something like this?
About 1,000 feet, Mayor.
About 1,000 feet. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, let's go to that video. First, we'll talk
Okay.
about how to read a water meter,
Yes,
and
sir.
then we're going to go to the drone footage, where you'll actually be able to see this bad boy in action. How about that?
Phantom. Yes.
That's great.
Using water. We do it every day, but it is something most people take for granted. Do you know how to track your water usage? It is easy to check your water meter reading or to check and see if you have a leak by using your meter. By following a few simple steps, any homeowner can monitor their own water usage and possibly could save hundreds of dollars in lost water costs. First, start by locating your water meter box. This is usually in the front of your house by the curb, but in some neighborhoods it can also be in between you and your neighbor's house by the mailboxes. Next, using either a screwdriver or a meter box key, which is available at your local hardware store for around $8, remove the lid, being careful not to disconnect any wires that are attached to the meter and the black box on the lid. Wires being cut or ripped from the meter will result in costly repairs, possibly at the homeowner's expense. With the lid placed to one side, and before you stick your hands in, carefully examine the inside of the box for spiders and snakes, as both like to make their homes here. After inspecting the inside of the box, locate the dial. Newer dials will have a small flap. Lift up the flap in order to see the face. If the meter face is dirty, clean any dirt and debris off so that you can see the numbers as well as the leak indicator, which will either be a small black triangle or a small red circle with a black notch. Now you are ready to get a reading off the meter as well as check for possible leaks. It is important to note that the City of Rowlett bills water per each 1,000 gallons and reads the meter each month down to the 100-gallon marker. In order to read your meter as the city does, start with the second number from the left and read the next 4 spaces to the right. By taking this read, you can compare it to the reading on the last bill to make sure the reading is in line and correct. You can also use the meter as an aid to check for leaks. While the meter is not able to tell you where a leak is at, it can be a valuable tool in determining if a leak does exist. First, you will need to make sure that no one will be using any water for several minutes and that all the water in the house is off, such as kitchen sinks, dishwashers, ice makers, outside faucets, and washing machines. Once you are certain that no water is being used and you have located the leak indicator, in this case a small red circle with a black notch, you will want to note its current location and then watch it for 3 to 5 minutes. This is because some leaks, such as those caused by a toilet leaking by, are intermittent and not steady and can be harder to detect. If the leak indicator is spinning, then there is a leak, as even the smallest amount of water passing through the meter will cause the dial to turn. Count how many times it goes around in 1 minute. Each full rotation of the leak indicator is 1/10 of a gallon, and the homeowner is responsible for all leaks starting at the PVC fitting where the meter and the yard line are joined. Most leaks at the meter occur at the PVC fitting or just after on the customer's line. If your meter indicates a leak, it is a good idea to walk your yard looking for patches of tall green grass or moist, soft areas. You should also check under your sinks for any damp pipes and make sure your toilets are not continuously running. Also, make sure that no inside or outside faucets or drip hoses are running. If you have a leak, you should contact a local plumber. After you are done reading your meter or checking for a leak, be sure to carefully place the wire back in the box and replace the lid. Make sure the lid is flush with the top of the box and will not move when stepped on. Now that you have been given the skills to read your meter and check for leaks in and around your home, you should be able to better understand your normal usage and detect any leaks before they become major problems. Remember, every drop counts.
Well, what did you think? Was that exciting or what?
That was pretty exciting, Mayor. I just cannot wait for us to use it.
Well, it's going to be really great, especially from the standpoint of economic development, because a lot of times people want to see the property, and it gives some great aerial footage. So we're really looking forward to that. But
Pictures,
that's
video,
really,
it'll do it all.
well, let's talk about something else really cool, and that's
Okay.
our community center, our
Yes,
Parks and
sir.
Recreation Department. You know, how about booking a room with a view? We'll start off there. How about that picture? That book a room with a view. Imagine the pecans, looking out the window, the mature pecans, the fall coming in. Really pretty cool stuff. At the Rowlett Community Center, or the RCC as we dearly call it, has rooms designed to accommodate meetings, weddings, bridal showers, baby showers, anniversary parties, family reunions, and much, much more.
We do, Mayor, and the rentals are on a first-come, first-served basis. Reservations are required and can be made up to 9 months in advance of the event date. A deposit per room in the kitchen is required at the time of booking and must be made with a credit card. And you can contact the Rowlett Community Center at 972-412-6170 for availability, additional details, and fees.
And it's really nice. I mean, the rooms are beautiful, and especially with the room, you know, they're all glass on the back wall. If you haven't been there, it's a great opportunity. Plenty of parking, but gives you a great area to host your
It does,
your
Mayor,
special
and it
event.
is gorgeous from the inside those rooms.
So again, for more information, you can contact our community center,
Mm-hmm.
972-412-6170 for availability or additional details and fees.
Yep.
Looking forward. Awesome. So let's talk about the schedule of events, because with that, we also have a lot of other stuff going on. So not only can you book a room, but there's a lot of other stuff to do at the
There
community
is,
center
Mayor.
too. And so let's talk about some of the upcoming events that we have.
Fall season is in full swing, and the Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department still has a lot of exciting programs taking place. Remember, you can visit www.rowlett.com/Lakeside Leisure to see a full listing of everything we have to offer for the month of November. Ballet, tap, and jazz is being offered for ages 5 through 13. Students will learn dance techniques, combinations, form, posture, choreography, memorization, terminology, technique, and variations. This class focuses on teamwork, form, and understanding. Ballet, tap, and jazz is perfect for students who want to have fun and socialize in a great environment. Classes for the 5 to 7 age group will run on Mondays from 4 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. and 4:35 p.m. until 5:20 p.m. for ages 8 through 13. Does your child or teenager have an outgoing personality? If so, Imagine Acting may be the program for them. In this class, participants will be provided a fun and supportive haven for kids to express their creativity, as well as a place to develop self-confidence and build character. The Imagine Acting curriculum includes work in scene study and commercial reads, audition techniques, comedy, and improv. This program is offered for Wednesdays starting on October 30th for participants ages 8 through 18. Skyhawk Sports will be hosting a volleyball camp on Saturday, November 2nd from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. at the Rowlett Community Center. Participants will be taught all aspects of the game through drills and exercises that focus on passing, setting, hitting, and serving. This co-ed program is designed for the beginning and intermediate player. The Skyhawk Sports staff will assist each young athlete in developing fundamental skills through game speed drills and daily scrimmages aimed at developing the whole player. Does your child enjoy playing with Lego bricks? If the answer is yes, they will love the Bricks for Kids programs being offered. All of the Bricks for Kids programs provide an extraordinary atmosphere for children where they can learn, build, and play with Lego bricks. Their specially designed project kits and theme-based models provide the building blocks for the Bricks for Kid approach to educational play. Preschool programs geared for ages 4 to 5 years start at the beginning of each month and are offered from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday. Bricks for Kids also offers special programs for ages 5 through 12. Friday night out on the second Friday of each month and mini camp on the first and third Saturdays. Bricks for Kids mini camps in November will include Bricks for Girls only on November 2nd and Extreme Expedition on November 16th. For those interested in trying out martial arts classes, the Rowlett Community Center offers Taekwondo for all ages, levels 5 and up. Jiu-Jitsu is offered as well for those ages 12 and up. Taekwondo takes place on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. In a positive atmosphere, participants will learn discipline, focus, power, and conditioning from an instructor with 10 black belts and over 25 years of experience. In Jiu-Jitsu, you will learn easy and applicable methods of protecting yourself. This class is taught by United States Martial Arts Hall of Fame instructor Dwayne Ethington. This class is offered on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Attention seniors, every month the Rowlett Community Center hosts a potluck lunch social on the second Thursday of the month. This month, the potluck will take place on November 14th at 11:30 a.m. and the Mexican food will be served. Please bring a side dish to share and pre-register at least 2 days in advance. This month, a lunch around town for seniors will be held at Chili's on Tuesday, November 26th, starting at 11:30 a.m. This is the perfect opportunity to meet new people or to just socialize with your friends. Have you ever wondered what life was like in early Dallas? Take a step back in time to explore the mysteries and wonders of life in early Dallas. Come explore our village and learn about the people who lived in Dallas in the 19th century. This trip will take place on Thursday, November 7th from 9:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. The cost is $10. Come out and join the Parks and Recreation Department on Monday, November 11th at 4:30 p.m. at Veterans Park as we honor our local veterans at the Veterans Day ceremony. This is the perfect time to show your support and give thanks to those who have served our country.
Now, one of my favorite things, of course, when you think about holidays is traveling and going and visiting those loved ones, the relatives that are outside the area.
The food.
Well, I like the food too, but it's always nice. You know, what's interesting is you never really remember the food. You remember the family that was there, and you remember the good times that you had. It really wasn't about what kind of plate it was served on or what kind of, but it's always nice to go out now.
I remember
You know,
the food.
yeah, exactly. Terrible, right? All right. That's when you don't have any family left. So, all right, let's talk about holiday safety tips though for just a moment, because with the, with the holidays, of course, rapidly approaching, holiday traffic and travel are right around the corner. And the Rowlett Police Department would like to offer the following safety tips to you to keep in mind as you hit the road this holiday season.
Hello, I'm Officer Chad Caldwell, Community Services Officer for the Rowlett Police Department. And with the holidays rapidly approaching, holiday traffic and travel are right around the corner. The Rowlett Police Department would like to offer the following safety tips for you to keep in mind as you hit the road this holiday season. Don't answer the door in a hotel room without verifying who it is. If a person claims to be an employee, call the front desk and ask if someone from the hotel staff is supposed to have access to your room and for what purpose. When returning to your hotel late in the evening, use the main entrance of the hotel. Be observant and look around before entering parking lots. Close the door securely whenever you're in your room and use all of the locking devices provided. And don't needlessly display guest room keys in public or carelessly leave them on a restaurant tables, at the swimming pool, or other places where they can be easily stolen. Don't draw attention to yourself by displaying large amounts of cash or expensive jewelry. Don't invite strangers into your room. Place all valuables in the hotel's safe deposit box if available. Don't leave valuables in your vehicle. Remember, take, hide, and lock. Check to see that any sliding glass doors or windows and any connecting room doors are locked. And lastly, if you see any suspicious activity, please report your observations to the management or, if need be, to the local police department. I hope these tips help keep you and your family safe as you travel this holiday season. And as always, stay safe, right?
Now, of course, with all the cooking that's coming up, you think about the holiday season, and you were talking about your grandmother's house and how great the pies were. Well, there's a lot going on in the kitchen, of course. And it's also important not only to talk about the police side in terms of safety tips, but how about fire safety tips?
Yes, sir, Mayor. And according to the National Fire Prevention Association, Thanksgiving is the leading day of the year for home fires involving cooking equipment. Fire Marshal Brian Beckner is going to give you some helpful tips on Thanksgiving cooking safety.
Our kids love to help and sample what we're preparing. Safety in the kitchen is important, especially on Thanksgiving Day when there's a lot of activity and people in our home. Here are a few safety tips. Stay in the kitchen when you are cooking on the stovetop so that you can keep an eye on the food. Stay in the home when cooking your turkey and check on it frequently. Keep children away from the stove. The stove is hot and the kids need to stay at least 3 feet away from it. Make sure kids stay away from the hot food and liquids. The steam or splash from vegetables, gravy, or coffee could cause serious burns. Keep the floor clear so you don't trip over the kids, toys, pocketbooks, or handbags. Keep knives out of reach of children. Be sure electrical cords from an electrical knife, coffee maker, plate warmer, or mixer are not dangling off the counter within easy reach of a child. Keep matches and utility lighters out of the reach of children up in high locked cabinets. Never leave a child alone in a room with a lit candle. Make sure your smoke alarms are working and test them by pushing the test button. Keep anything that can catch fire, oven mitts, wooden utensils, food packaging, towels, or curtains away from your stovetop. If you have a cooking fire, just get out. When you leave, close the door behind you to help contain the fire. Call 911 or the local emergency number after you leave. If you try to fight the fire, be sure others are getting out and you have a clear way out. Keep a lid nearby when you're cooking to smother small grease fires. Smother the fire by sliding the lid over the pan and turn off the stovetop. Leave the pan covered until it is completely cooled. For an oven fire, turn off the heat and keep the door closed. To learn more about kitchen fire safety, visit the NFPA's website at www.nfpa.org/safety-information. If you have any additional questions, please either call me at 972 463-3940 or send me an email at bbeckner@rowlett.com. Again, I'm Brian Beckner, your fire marshal, and thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Mary Lynn Saxton from the Rowlett Public Library, located at 3900 Main Street in downtown Rowlett. As the weather starts to turn colder, visit the Rowlett Public Library for some fun and entertainment. This November, the library has tasty treats, warm and delicious offerings at story times and Saturday programs and special programs for all ages, and all the programs are free. Saturday, November 2nd, the library has a special all-day treat with the movie The Hobbit at 10:30 a.m., followed by a Hobbit movie celebration at 2:00 p.m. This is suitable for older children and teenagers. Help the library celebrate the movies based on the beloved books by J.R.R. Tolkien about a plucky little hero of Middle-earth. Do you need answers about school for your special needs student? Come to the Special Needs Parenting Workshop with Linda Westrick, Regional Coordinator of Partners Resource Network, on Saturday, November 2nd at 2:00 p.m. in the library meeting room. Learn the basics of how to connect with your school counselors to advocate for your children. Let's thank our troops by writing cards and letters expressing our gratitude on Saturday, November 9th, during the special Operation Shoebox at the library. Bring in the needed items and write a note of thanks that will be shipped to our troops around the world. And remember to attend the City of Rowlett's Veterans Day ceremony on Monday, November 11th in the Veterans Park right next to the library. Celebrate Rowlett with a special hometown Thanksgiving celebration on Saturday, November 16th at 2:00 p.m. Enjoy Native American stories told by Doreen Breedlove. Make butter the old-fashioned way and make a Thanksgiving-themed art project to share with your family. Do you need some inspiration on what to cook for your family? Get together with other cooking enthusiasts for a swap at recipe sharing on Saturday, November 23rd in the meeting room at 2:00 p.m. Bring a recipe you recommend, and the library will compile a booklet of all the recipes for everyone to try out at home. Try some strange and new but popular taste treats like Kool-Aid pickles. Free and fun for cooks of all ages. The library will be closed on Thursday and Friday, November 28th and 29th. But visit the library on Saturday to show your smarts at football trivia all day on November 30th. There are plenty of story times at the library. Mondays, Bouncing Babies for Lapsit babies and The Young and the Restless for walking babies. Introduces babies to vital pre-reading skills through interactive story times. Wednesdays, Giggle Wiggle for toddlers. Toddlers develop a love of learning and also begin letter recognition. Thursdays, Prime Time. Grades 1 through 5 after-school book program. School-age children can read together, discuss books, and receive a take-home activity. Pajama Story Time for families. Wind down the day with a blankie, pillow, lullaby, and a bedtime story. On Fridays, Shake, Rattle, and Read for preschoolers. Continues a child's introduction to the alphabet and promotes early word recognition. For story times and dates, please visit the Rowlett Public Library webpage at www.rowlett.com/library. On Saturday mornings, make a weekly trip to the library to catch a movie, make a craft, or play a game. There are activities for families in the meeting room at 10:30 a.m. on the first 3 Saturdays of the month. On November 2nd, the library will show the popular PG-13 rated movie, The Hobbit. There's always something fun and educational, and this month, warm and tasty at your Rowlett Public Library.
This is my favorite segment.
What is that, Mayor?
Where your money goes. Help me out
yes.
here, ready?
All right.
Where your money goes. That's right. Well, we promised the citizens of Rowlett that when we added the additional $8.65 surcharge to the utility bill, that we were going to show them every month exactly where that money went.
Exactly.
So we created a segment called Where Your Money Goes, and it gives us the ability to show you, the citizens, where we're spending that money. So this month, the City of Rowlett construction crew has been added again. And they're talking about replacing, or showing us how they're replacing more of the aged 6-inch water main along Cheeser Road.
That's correct, Mayor. And they're also utilizing our pipe bursting equipment, which we purchased last year to get the line replacement initiative rolling. And here's Jake with all the details.
Where your money goes.
The City of Rowlett utility construction crew has been at it again, replacing more aged 6-inch water main along Cheeser Road. They're utilizing the pipe bursting equipment purchased last year to get the line replacement initiative rolling. This time, they replaced another 500 feet of existing main line with new 8-inch PVC pipe and installed 2 new water service taps. They've also installed 2 new valves in the process. The line replacement initiative and the pipe bursting process are both parts of our effort to provide the highest level of service with the least amount of disruption to our community.
Where your money goes.
What are you doing?
Oh, I was just looking up. I was trying to find, you were telling me about those Thanksgiving pies, and I was trying to think of one of the really cool pie recipes. But you know what's really hard to do? Trying to find the information. Like when you start to look for things, do you know what I'm saying? Like when you go on the line and you try to look for it, when
No,
you try
Mayor,
to...
what's hard to do is this show. I need you to concentrate.
Well, this is a good segue into our, don't yell at me. I am the host here, okay?
Oh.
No.
That does not make me the hostess, I can tell you that.
So, well, actually, this is a great segue into our technology tip. We
Yes,
do this
it
every
is,
month. The
ma'am.
really cool stuff about how to use your smartphones, how to search on the internet, and look for things. Well, this month's segment is how to search for things using search engines.
Hi, this is Phil with the Rowlett Public Library, here with a tech tip. Today we're going to talk about some things you can do to improve your internet searching capabilities. We're back in my office, and I'm going to use my computer to show you a couple of tricks. And I'm going to use 3 separate web browsers, and I'm going to show you some of the things you can do that'll help kind of improve your searching experience. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is the Google Advanced Search. Now, it used to be just on the actual main Google page, but what you can do is just type in Google Advanced Search and see it'll come up down there. So google.com/advanced search. Now what this allows you to do is kind of narrow your search a little bit, because when you search for something, it searches the internet, and a lot of times you pull back and get just a whole lot of stuff that you don't need, and it may be hard to find what you're actually looking for. But you can use this more of a focused search to find, hopefully what you're looking for more quickly. And it gives you several different search options you can use, and then it helps you narrow it. So by language, by region, if you're looking for just things that were updated in the past 24 hours, past week, that can be really useful so you're not finding a website that's like 5-10 years old. If you want to just search one individual site or domain, you can do that here. So if you just want to search anything like on Wikipedia or wherever. And then there's other options down here. So this is just kind of a fun thing to play around with that helps you, like I said, search a bit more efficiently. Okay, the first operating system I want to talk about is Internet Explorer, since that's one of the more popular ones. So if you look up in the corner here, there's this search bar, right? You click on, and the default search is Bing. So if you wanted to search, like, I don't know, for libraries, if I can spell libraries right, and then it searches. See, now we're searching Bing. And what this allows you to do, you can skip the step of typing in, bing.com at the top. You can just go straight to the search engine. So that's really handy. But maybe you don't want to use Bing, maybe you want to use something else. So if you look over here on the options next to the little magnifying glass, you click on it and you click on Manage Search Providers, and it brings up this option. So you have search providers here. Now I've only got one on here right now, so that's the only one I can manage. But if I go to Find More Providers, it takes you to the Internet Explorer add-on page. And so we've got Bing, Google, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, YouTube. All of these are search engines you can add to this toolbar here. So let's add YouTube. And you see now YouTube is there. And let's add one more, let's add New York Times. And so now you just click on your search bar, and so I want to search for something on YouTube. And again, so just click that, and now you're searching YouTube, and it's just kind of a quick way to go straight to the website that you want to search. All right, the next thing I want to show you is Firefox. Firefox is another web browser you can use, and it does the same kind of thing. So you've got this search bar, and it's got several default searches here, and by clicking on Manage Search Engines, you can either remove some, move them up, move them down, and then click on Get More Search Engines to get more. I'm not going to do that because I just showed you with Internet Explorer, but it works kind of the same way. Now, Firefox has got another cool thing you can do, and that you can save a search. So this is Internet Movie Database. So let's say I wanted to be able to search on this site at any time. Just in the search bar, you right-click and go to Add a Keyword for this search. And then you type in the keyword, so it's going to be IMDb. Okay. And I'll show you what that actually does. So let's say I want to search for IMDb. I just click on my search bar here, or address bar, type in IMDb, space, and then you'll see here where it says Search IMDb. So we'll search for Bears. There's a bear cartoon movie coming up, and see we've got Bears 2014. And so that's just another quick way you can go straight to the website you want to search without having to type in the web address. And then finally with Chrome from Google, you'll notice it does not have the search bar up here in the corner. But what you can do is the same kind of thing as with Firefox. Go to the site you want to search, right click on the search bar, click Add as a search engine. And the same thing, it lets you choose a keyword. Okay. And so I put in my keyword, and we see where it says searchyoutube.com. So, and then you can set up, again, another automated search for yourself. So I've shown you just a few things you can do to kind of make your searching more efficient. By setting up some of those saved searches and learning to use the Google Advanced Search, you can find what you're looking for more efficiently and more quickly. If you have any questions, you can always come into the library and we can help you out as best we can.
So as part of every show, we always talk about what's going on in Rowlett, and we've got a lot going on.
We do, Mayor.
First and foremost, we got the council and P&Z meetings.
We do. We're going to have them in November 5th and November 19th. The November 5th meeting will not be broadcast live, but will be available the following day on Rowlett.com.
And we got planning and zoning meetings on November 12th and 26th.
And we have an additional City Council work session, Mayor, on November 12th.
So, and these meetings are not broadcast live, but they're available the following day by going to Rowlett.com.
That's right. And Mayor, we'd also want to make sure that our residents know that city offices will be closed on November 28th and 29th for the Thanksgiving holiday.
And now it's hard to believe it's here already. It's just, I mean, every time I think about it, sometimes at church we'll talk about only X amount of days till Christmas, and you're like, I almost can't think of it like that. But yeah, so they're closed for the holiday, which is great.
Yes.
That's well-deserved time. And we got hometown Thanksgiving celebration at the Rowlett Public Library on November 16th from 2 to 4.
That's right, Mayor. The library will celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday with family activities on Saturday, November 16th. At the hometown Thanksgiving celebration, families and children of all ages can enjoy Native American stories told by Doreen Breedlove. She will recount tales of the original Americans, share traditional folklore and songs. Afterwards, we'll make butter the old-fashioned way with cream and get a glimpse of the pre-electric holiday feast. Also make Thanksgiving-themed art project to share with the family.
Have you ever made butter?
I have made cream.
You know what? It is, you get a real appreciation for that stick of butter that you pull out of the
yes.
fridge. Let me tell you, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. We did that. We
It
went to
does.
some of these camps that we went to. You know, you go down to these settlement camps where they show them how back in the 1700s, 1800s, they would make a lot of the stuff out in the prairie and in the farms and stuff, and it gives you a real appreciation for that. But
My
butter's
grandmother
very
used to do
important.
it too, Mayor.
Did she really?
She did. She made her own butter, and I think I preferred the store-bought better, but,
I hear you,
but it was
believe
a
me.
lot of work, and we
I
all
know.
had to help.
And when you think about the amount of butter, it's almost like you hate to use it because it was
I
takes
know,
for a long time to
I
make.
know.
So, but it's here, and of course, it gives them a good opportunity to see that as well. Lots going on at the library.
Lots going on.
And then wrapping up for the holiday, of course, or really
Yes.
kicking off the holiday, I should say, but is the Main Street Fest and Holiday Parade.
Yes, Mayor. And that's going to be on Saturday, December 7th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Main Street, and we'll be downtown in front of the library. Come on down. We'll have a great time.
We got music.
Music.
We got Light Up Main.
Yes, sir.
A lot of cool stuff going
Yeah,
on.
parade. All of it, Mayor. It's going to be a great time.
Oh, it's hard to believe we're at the end of the program. I guess you're happy though.
Yes. I enjoy this
Can I
the
bring my
most.
pet out again?
No, please don't. Please don't.
But we'd like to thank all of you who tuned into today's program to stay in touch with your government.
We'd love to hear from you. Please email us or call us with suggestions. And I want to give special thanks
That's true.
to our communications staff, Drew Reist and Denise Perrin, who assisted with today's broadcast.
We look forward to seeing you again next month, and we hope that you have a great Thanksgiving holiday.
And until next time, thanks for joining us on another edition on Rowlett on the Water, on the Move. And Mayor, thank you again today. I enjoyed it.
I did as well. Have a great holiday.
You too, Mayor.